Let's go. Welcome to the show. It's Project Open Mic. Let's get the show off right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here with me, cause it's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. Let's get a topic straight. Let's get things good. Let's do everything that we should. It's Project Open Mic. Let's get the show off right. Let's open our minds and take out our style. Let's see what's going on in the world tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Let's get the show off right. It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Let's get the show off right. It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Let's get the show off right. All right, what's going on YouTube? What's going on Facebook? What's going on Tempo FM? What's going on Twitch? How everybody doing tonight? Of course, this is your boy Tig once again with another episode of Project Open Mic. Hey, I hope you guys are doing well. Let's put my lovely mug on the screen right there. Hope you guys are doing well. Yeah. So I'm gonna try to get down to the nitty-gritty in this show tonight. Of course, the topic is pretty simple, and I want to thank everybody from last week's show. And go check it out on Project Open Mic on YouTube or Radio T3 with Tempo FM. You go and check it out. We talked about the black curse and how certain things are going again, and I gotta say we had a lot of views on that one. Not YouTube, of course, the Tempo FM, a little bit of Twitch, didn't get Facebook because things, of course, but we have ourselves a basically straightforward show tonight. So just want to get straight to the nitty-gritty. So tonight's show
wouldn't it
is gonna be women. You know, I was raised, I want to put this certain disclaimer up front so people can understand that. Being I was raised by women and women family. There's a reason why I have this thing I said at the end of my show. And I'm going to say at the beginning of my show. Evil comes in all race, gender, color, height, creed, religion, sexuality, nationality, whatever you want to call it. Size. Evil is evil. I don't care what it is because we've seen it through everything. A lot of people don't want to talk about the Asian hate. Yes, Asian hate. We need to stop that. But let's call out what it is. It's not no white supremacist thing as Nancy Pelosi always said. Most of the Asian hate that's happened in attack is basically, I've showed the videos too of black people. There's some horrendous black people doing some horrible things to Asian people. And again, I showed the video. They try to break into this one house, and Chung wasn't playing with that. She made sure that one of those guys suffered. Because you don't play that. Do not invade nobody's home. Right? You're gonna feel the problem about that. So, but we're gonna talk about some women tonight because again, y'all fight for equal, and I just always puzzles me. I never understand it. They're like, oh man, you should fight for a woman to be this and all that stuff. I say again, if you want to work hard, and I've showed very strong, very independent, very take charge women on my show before. The women who, like again, the Shaw Banks woman who runs 2 trillion, the one who run the Dow, black, different color, many different. I showed women who basically do good things and and work and make sure hard work paid off for them. But I never understand the point. Oh, I should vote for you because you're black. I should vote for you just because you're a woman. I should vote for you just because you're homosexual. I vote for you because you're transgender. I don't care. I care about your character. I never care about what you claim to say you is or what you want to be. I'm not that kind of person. Just I don't care. You show me you're a good person, no matter what those other parts is. I don't care. That's why you see me. Yes, you see a black male, but I'm me first before anything else. You see that. But to learn me and know what my character is what it is. You want to, because I am not gonna go beyond that. You just see me and just move on. I like other people's like, oh, you need to acknowledge me or whatever. You don't have to acknowledge me. I don't care. You don't should not care to acknowledge me too. But if you think that my character is valuable to what I'm saying and what and also in my actions that I'm doing, I think you would understand how things are. And I think that you would try your best to know a person. If I know a person, get to know a person and see how they do well, yeah. So I never understand that when people that I should vote for a black woman. Why? Most politicians are corrupt. Almost 90% of politicians are corrupt. There are a couple few good ones out there. That's what I said. And nothing's absolute, of course. I'm not 100% everything, but they are. And I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. Why would I want a black man to do what a white man did? They're gonna still rob me, high taxes, and still cheat for me. Oh, I should. Well, you should get a black woman to do that. Still rob me, still high taxes, still cheat from me. I should get a homosexual person to that. Still the same thing. I don't care if they're gonna do the exact same thing. What the difference is if you're gonna still be corrupt. And we've seen these people be corrupt, and they tell it right in your face as usual. I always say that they don't they lie in front of you and they tell the truth right in front of you sometimes, and people still, because of tribalism, they still go with that. So tonight we're gonna jump into this. I've said this before, I've said this multiple times. Just make Kamala Harris the president already, because she's basically kind of is. Joe Biden is not there fully, really not, and I just don't. Let's rip the band-aid off. Rip it off. Let's just get it straight over it. All right. Let's do it because she's gonna be president. Let's get it over with. First, first woman of color. Whoopee, yay, hurrah! She she shows that she has no integrity. She has no her character is very dismal, kind of like Joe Biden as well too, and it's not gonna be that. But you know what? As I always come. I don't just come with that situation stuff like that. I always bring the receipts. So let me just set this up set this up though. Let me set this up. During the debates, funny enough, she was the first one to drop out. How she become vice president still. During the debates, and on the campus trail, we're gonna bring it all. Calvin House, you're gonna come and we'll come to the border and we're gonna take you in. And we're not, people are not illegal and all that stuff. Remember, she said all that stuff. You'll go and Google it and find it. She said all that jazz. So did Joe Biden. I'm gonna play a little bit of Joe Biden so you could see that. The hypocrisy of this nonsense of how they play. Again, politicians are politician. I'm a surprise, I'm a shock. Shocking, as Trip would say. No, I won't. But in that regard, I just know how certain things are. So Joe Biden told Kamala Harris that she's head in charge of the border. And as I shown videos before, the border's chaos, and there's way more chaos at the border than before, and way more children doing stuff like that. And I'm gonna play a couple videos because again, a lot of trafficking, drug stuff that I've been saying been happening, right? Been happening. But they don't care. They do not care. So I want to play a couple things right here. So she's been in charge of that. Has she been down to the border? No. She has not been down on the border. And I'm going to show you why I think it's going to be a weird, when she becomes president, it'll be so weird. It really would be, because she has no integrity, just none at all. Again, she went horizontal to go vertical. So we already know she has no integrity. And when she was DA, I already told the story of reasons why she was a bad DA, but in the videos in the past, she was just a bad DA doing horrible stuff. It's just, oh my goodness, she has no character. She'll do what she can to get along. She was supposed to be the first black senator, but she told Joe Biden, no, I'm the first Indian American senator. She didn't say black American, she said Indian American. She plays I give it to her. She knows how to play the game, but that's just to how the situation is. And the media, of course, blocks everything. So the mainstream media in America blocks everything. And there's sometimes where you can block everything. Sometimes things get through, and that's what I'm going to be showing you in this situation. That's what I'm going to be showing you in this situation, because it needs to, let me see, get here. It needs to be understand to how it's just how it is. Okay, so we're gonna be playing, of course. Let's the whole ask a question, which I'm surprised. And like I said, with leadership like this, oh boy, I am so happy I am so happy for the future. Very, very happy. Yippee, like I said again, yippee, hooray. So let's do it. Let's do this.
Do you have any plans to visit the border?
At some point, we are going to the border. We've been to the border. So this whole thing about the border, we've been to the border. We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe. And I don't understand the point that you're making.
I don't know.
This woman is and that laugh, she just can't help that laugh. She just can't.
We've been to the border.
No, you have. He asked specifically, have you been to the border? Which you have not. Have you flown over the border? Yes, you have. But have you been to the border when they put you in charge of the border? No, you have not.
I haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe.
That's your quick whip back. You have not been to Europe. Hey, I've not been to Mars too, but you know what? If I could go down, if I could take out the trash, I could take out the trash. Which would do you, but I ain't gonna say. I mean, it's just the silliness of this. It just astounds me. And of course, she has that. That's gonna be a problem. That laughter she has when she gets uncomfortable is gonna be a problem when she becomes president, because it'd be like people gonna try to talk serious to her. She's gonna have that laugh.
And I don't understand the point that you're making.
We understand the point that you have not been to the border, and Joe Biden told you to be down to the border. But you went to Guadalajara, and you shared your book and your cookies for some weird reason, and people didn't like it. But I want to show you what people were saying. So they're down there, and let's see what the people. Let's switch it a little bit. Let's see what the people of what they said, which is what surprised me. Okay, I was shocked myself. Kamila, mind your business. Wow. Kamila, go home.
Se espera la visita de la vicepresidenta de Estados Unidos.
Wow. They really don't care so much. Funny how that worked. Kamila, Trump won. Wow. That's just crazy in that regard. But I'm sure you know this is not from no Fox News as well. This again, she said, remember I told you, she said all the stuff about, oh, well, we're gonna whatever. You could come and you could come here and this should be no problem and everything. We welcome you. We are nation agreements. That tight excuse, nation agreements and everything like that. Yeah, we know that, but that doesn't mean we want people. Again, like I said it before, evil is evil. We want the good. We don't want the negative. We don't want the bad. When people tell me, I've said it, people always tell me, oh, you gotta stand up for your people. My people is not black people. My people is good people, no matter what the race they are. I don't care if you are, even you are homosexual or LGBT and all that other stuff. If you're a good person, you do good things, and not force a lot of stuff on people. So, but if you do good things, whatever, I'm cool with you. You're good, you're good. Point blank, period. You're good, you're good. So I don't care. I know some LGBT people who are really good people and don't. And again, sometimes against some of the people who are advocates, they hate. Funny enough, the LGBTQ and they don't like the LGBT. I know a lesbian who don't like. Oh well, transgender. They said, oh, you misgender and all that stuff. It's like, wait. I like women. You should like me because I'm a woman. No, you're a man pretending to be a woman. I like women. And that's a lesbian saying that. So just weird how that works out. But let's listen to remember. She said all that stuff, and I'm gonna play Biden's part too. Listen to now she's down there. Let's open up those ears a little bit. Let's see what she gotta say.
Our work is to help Guatemalans find hope at home. At the same time, I want to be clear to folks in this region who are thinking about making that dangerous trek to the United States-Mexico border. Do not come. Do not come. The United States will continue to enforce our laws and secure our border. There are legal methods by which migration can and should occur. But we, as one of our priorities, will discourage illegal migration.
You have not, but I like you doing it right now. Here's the thing. I'm not faulting her for this. I'm happy that she's saying that when she's down there, which she said that all the time, which also in America. And stop playing a double-sided fence crap.
And I believe if you come to our border, you will be turned back. So let's discourage our friends, our neighbors, our family members from embarking on what is otherwise an extremely dangerous journey, where in large part the only people who benefit are coyotes.
Oh. Did she just say coyotes? Did she just?
Only people who benefit are coyotes.
Oh, so when the last president said that, all the people on Twitter, which is a cesspool, were like, oh, he's so stupid to call coyotes and all that stuff. She just said coyotes, and we know what coyotes meant. And y'all oh my goodness. Misgenerous people just disingenuous, just pains in the butts. Oh, coyotes. Oh, you think a coyote's gonna bring a child over, whatever? Oh, are you kidding me? Are y'all people are just full of it. Full of nonsense. And I hate that. But y'all wanna play games with that situation. And I'm like, why? Why do you want to play games with that? People making dangerous, I've said it before, people are making dangerous tracks. I said it again, Amnesty National, 66% of the people who come over basically get raped or become sex slaves, which is horrible. Boys, girls becoming sex slaves, coyotes, separate people doing stuff. It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. But why say it when I could play for you?
And I traveled down to McAllen, Texas to the Rio Grande Valley sector to see what's up at our southern border. So here's what's up at the border. Illegal aliens crossing the border, that's up. Sex offenders crossing the border, that's up. Drug trafficking, gun smuggling, human smuggling, that's up. Unaccompanied children being sent on this journey alone, and even worse, given over to the cartel, that is way, way up. You know what's not up at the southern border? Respect for law and order, funding for our border patrol. And where's the media to cover this crisis? More than 70 days ago, Biden named cackling Kamala as border czar, but she hasn't done a single thing to protect the American people. She hasn't even been down here to see the border or the tens of thousands of children wrapped in aluminum foil. You can't just hear about what's happening. You have to come down here to see for yourself, to really understand the devastating reality at our southern border. So I brought Kamala down to see exactly what this regime is responsible for with their man-made crisis.
I don't leave it at that because it's a thing. But again, I forgot the name, Danny Puentes or whatever the guy is from Texas, who's a Democrat. I said I don't hate all Democrats because he points that out, and there are Democrat people who are saying what this is happening is bad under the Biden administration. Yes, and we saw that was going to happen. We saw that was going to happen. But then Biden is saying, "Oh, well, we don't, like Kamala, we've been to the border. We don't tell them to come here, blah, 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 blah." Really?
I mean, it's understandable. Alzheimer's caused this during his campaign.
What I would do as president is several more things, because things have changed. I would, in fact, make sure that we immediately surge to the border. All those people are seeking asylum. They deserve to be heard. That's who we are. We're a nation that says if you want to flee and you're fleeing oppression, you should come.
But instead of finishing the border wall, President Kamala promised to give $130 million of our tax money to Guatemala to try to make their country better, to incentivize the people to stay there and not come to our country. The global...
Which, again, you heard her talk, and she still gives that. Are you kidding me? Declare the trip to success. We did we not just see people? The media is weird. The media is weird. All I can tell you, it's funny how that works out. But whatever. Let's move on to another topic from that. Because again, yeah. As I stated before, yes, women, you're winning. But you're doing the same despicable, horrible things as men. And if that's what you want, I hate those men who do the horrible things. So you want it to be the same horrible things too? I detest both y'all, men and women who do these evil things. That's why I say evil is evil no matter what it is. I don't care for that labeling or whatever. It's so crazy. But I want to go to, and it's just like I said, hypocritical person. But I want to go to another thing, another situation from a boy. This time I normally think, but from a friend, of course, Andrew. Rock, don't run. Go ahead again. That's the name of his channel, and subscribe. Like I said, do that. AOC. I think I hate a boxer here smarter than that woman, because she's like Kamala has become an insufferable person. Again, I respect her for was a bartender and became a congresswoman. I'm not gonna knock her for doing that. Just like I said with Oprah, she got her billions of dollars. She made her billions of dollars. She hustled. She hustled hard to work, and she worked hard at it. So I'm not gonna knock her from that. That is good that they do that. But AOC has gotten the thing that not only that she's evil in certain things, but the thing that hurts me the most about her is opportunities come to her lap, right? Let me put on the camera. Opportunities come to her lap that she could make things way, way better. What does she do? She waffles and she drops the ball, waffles, do stupid mistakes that makes no sense. But because she has so much young people who doesn't understand the world, who doesn't have wisdom, sorry, you do not have the wisdom to understand how the world works. And I'm going to show you why I say that. The world works and everything. She's an echo chamber. She's in a dead echo chamber. She could do so much good, but she does so much bad because she don't understand the situation she is. Man. And more and more she does stuff makes me just, she's becoming more despicable. We're going to talk about her she used her grandmother as a ploy to do stuff, and oh my goodness. Anyway, it's horrible. Then to go over that, I'm going to jump onto something else, which is, I'll let AOC go to the other person and talk about that, because it's just the best way to do that. So Andrew, take it away, because it's just best to explain.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, the Democratic Socialist from New York's 14th District. On June 2nd, 2021, AOC tweeted the following about her grandmother. Just over a week ago, my abuela fell ill. I went to Puerto Rico to see her, my first time in a year, because of COVID. This is her home. Hurricane Maria relief hasn't arrived. Trump blocked relief for PR. People are being forced to flee ancestral homes, and developers are taking them. Okay, let's break this down. Hurricane Maria, notice that she needlessly spelled Maria with an accent mark, hit Puerto Rico back in September 2017. It is now June 2021.
Yeah, I know, and I know that. And he didn't block it because it got there. The Puerto Rican government, who was corrupt, and also was another female, the mayor of San Juan at the time, who was a corrupt, and I play that, who kept millions of bottles of water from Puerto Ricans just because she wanted to stick it to the president. What she deserves.
You piece of loser.
That's what she is. She was that. AOC is up there too. That's crazy. But nobody want to talk about it. I've done videos showing that.
4 years later, and her grandmother's home still looks like this. Oh, the humanity. In the meantime, AOC makes $174,000 a year as a congresswoman, lives in a condo in the Bronx, and lives in a luxurious Washington, D.C. apartment building.
Oh, we're going to keep going with the apartment thing. It's funny how these people like to do things.
In the Navy Yard, with a Peloton studio and a swimming pool. A building, by the way, that doesn't contain any affordable housing. And that's hypocritical, considering that back in March 2018, she helped to shut down an apartment complex in her district that didn't have enough affordable housing and wasn't cheap enough.
Just like she shut down the Amazon jobs, just like she did the same thing when she was talking with she had a chance to, when she opened up a business, and she could have talked about it. When she's like, well, you owe $2,000. Well, you could have made it say, hey, well, you know what? At the first year of opening a business, most owners take a hit before they don't make the money, and sometimes they fail. She could have took the opportunity to make something into that. No, she whiffed on that too.
These units are not affordable, and we know that.
Yeah, and you live in them.
Two, this development is a wealth transfer from working class Americans in this community to the developers and investment bankers.
But when it comes to her own luxury living arrangements, she's a little more forgiving.
Since we're always working, I got a place within walking distance.
Oh. So the moral of the story? It's okay to trade in your principles for the convenience of a short commute.
Am I a gentrifier?
Yes. That's how it works.
You are.
And it was recently revealed that AOC drives a $60,000 Model 3 Tesla that can drive long range from New York to DC. In the meantime, her grandmother is living in squalor. I mean, you'd think that a well-known socialist would believe in the redistribution of some of her wealth, but what do I know?
And it's just like that Mika Brzezinski did a story a couple weeks ago when she was like, my mother has not gotten the vaccination. Wait. And you and your husband on TV talking about, and because Joe Scarborough and Mika Brzezinski are married. Just because the names are different doesn't mean they are married. And it's like, I know your mother, and it's so sad that happened. You guys are freaking millionaires, and you telling me your mother has not gotten the vaccination? Get the F out of here. If that's the case, you're a horrible daughter. Horrible daughter. Just like her, just like AOC, you're using your mother as a ploy just because you don't like, just because you don't like Orange Man? Oh my goodness, y'all are despicable again. Men are a-holes. I've said it multiple times. Men are ass. I'm not going to deny that. But women are vindictive little things. Holy smoke, you guys are bad.
The greed.
So the Daily Wire's Matt Walsh tweeted to AOC saying, shameful that you live in luxury while allowing your own grandmother to suffer in these squalid conditions.
Because remember, she tweeted that out, so Matt Walsh was just responding. And Matt Walsh did something good. Yeah, you don't like it because he's a conservative and all that, and a Republican, boo-hoo, whatever. You could have this is a big whiff. I'll explain why it's a big whiff.
To which AOC replied, you don't even have a concept for the role that first-gen, firstborn daughters play in their families.
He's married to an person of color, but whatever.
Of course, she didn't bother to tell us what that role is, but regardless, it's a really poor excuse for not being a good granddaughter and sending over a few $1,000s to help out with repairs. Instead, she would rather stand on her grandmother's suffering and use it as a soapbox.
Exactly.
My abuela is okay. First of all, judging from the appearance of her grandmother's apartment, she doesn't seem okay. But instead of only caring for mine and letting others suffer, great job caring, by the way, I'm calling attention to the systemic injustices you seem totally fine with in having a US colony. Which is ironic, considering that Puerto Rico was originally inhabited by the indigenous Taino people and was first colonized by the Spanish and Christopher Columbus back in 1493, but let's not talk about that. Speaking of socialism,
and then before we go there, Matt Walsh raised, and the conservatives and all that stuff raised $100,000 to give to so she could go fix their house. Fix her abuela's house. And she's like, I don't want your money, blah, 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 blah. Hey, Matt Walsh, you could send it to me. My grandmother's house is also not that great. You could send that money. Make a GoFundMe for me. Go to Project Open Mic, t3@gmail.com or t3records at live.com and make a GoFundMe for my grandmother. Which I have had the wealth of talking to her and helping her and last 11 weeks, summarizing her wisdom and everything like that. But anyway, you could have took the money and you could have helped other people. $100,000 way more than enough to fix what you're fixing right there. And could have helped fix the apartment, fix the house, and you could have given it to other people. And you say, yeah, but you didn't. You're playing games. You want to use your grandmother as a photo op and all that stuff. Funny enough, photo op. But look, I'll see if I get to it tonight. And again, they don't prove you wrong. They do not prove you. Prove me wrong, people. Come on, just prove me wrong. But you don't. So, because I've done that, you didn't. And you're talking about the injustice. You know who justice? I've showed a video. The Puerto Rican government did horrible stuff to their own people by keeping the supplies away from them. Their own people. They keep their own supplies from them that these people send down there and the federal aid send down there. And what they did? They kept it from their own people so they could suffer. Hey, AOC, how about you go to Puerto Rico and tell the Democratic government down there, stop it. I'm just saying, stop it. And shut them out and show them out. Oh, you're not gonna do that. Okay. Insufferable.
You piece of loser.
It is. Just is. Not surprised with me with some of these things. But let's continue. Most people don't know who this girl is. But here's the reason I said again, this is about women becoming equal, being just as essy as men. This woman right here, cute. I would never date a woman like that because she's annoying. And you men who sends money to these women, first of all, y'all men and boys. Y'all are not men, you're not boys. You limp-wristed weenies who give money to people just because they look good. Y'all are crazy. I ain't never gonna do that. That is, again, I hate strip clubs to a degree because I don't want to be in a strip club. But at least I see a little more tangible. I hate it because, again, I'm there, I'm horny, I kind of touch the merchandise, and if you dance upon me, whatever, I can't do nothing about it. I'm there horny, I can't do nothing about it. I think it's stupid to pay just to get a taste of the cake or smell the cake or look at the cake. So I don't like that. But at least get to look at the cake, smell the cake, touch the cake in a way. Not that. This is through a screen, and you don't get nothing except for a good looking. And I hate when she said that I don't want to say because of YouTube. The word it rhymes with pimp, but she's like, that is king. That is kingship. No, it's not. That is not kingship. I deplore the word kings and queens where a lot of black people use it, because none of them are kings and queens unless you're really a king or queen. You wear your royalty. You think you from royalty? No, you're not. I'm not from royalty. And 90% of y'all were not from royalty. There was a few kings and queens that had kids or whatever, and some of the kids wouldn't have been accosted to the throne. So stop that. Most of y'all were slaves or paupers. Just accept the fact. Oh, I was royal. I was king. Oh, shut up. Please stop that nonsense. It's so annoying. You say that's when you're in your house and be good. You want to be king of your castle, your home, and you want to be a queen of your home, whatever, good. Outside of that, you're a regular person doing average things and doing average stuff. Some are better than some people, don't get me wrong, but please. But, it's just that I don't know, it just annoys me. It really does. This king talking stuff. Oh, please. Please. But let's continue. The reason I'm saying that because you're gonna hear this story now with this young lady. Again, you men who do this, you guys are crazy. Don't be y'all complain. Oh, women do this, women do that, and you give them money still for not doing the bare minimum of just looking all right. You out your mind.
This is Nicole Sanchez, aka Nicolol. You might recognize her from this cringe. That video, originally posted on TikTok, amassed tens of millions of views. That video alone shot this girl to superstardom. Yes. And now this naive little Bernie bro has become a Twitch streamer who has lucrative ad deals with OnePlus, Elgato, and Rockstar Energy. And I'm not hating her for it. Go capitalism. Now, a year after she posted her original OK Boomer video, she posted an update. Okay, boomer, yeah, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer. Oh, look, it's the infamous Tax the Rich sweatshirt that can be yours for a mere $58. Found in the official AOC team shop, and is complained about on Fox News. Kind of a cliche, but still funny. Anyway, on June 1st, Nicolo posted a video on YouTube showing off her $2 million apartment. And
you heard that.
Have to wonder, why did she need a $2 million apartment? For this? Seriously? I mean, it looks like a 10-year-old decorated it, but taste is subjective.
That's another thing too. A lot of women, just like a lot of men are stunned as boys and give money to these kind of people, which is weird. A lot of these girls also stunned too, and they're little girls. They're not women, they're girls.
I don't know. Anyway, a tweet reemerged that might help explain why Nicole Sanchez can afford such an expensive place. Back in December 2017, a Twitter user named Juliana Conda replied to a tweet about waitressing. No one gets into waitressing thinking they'll be rich on tips. They barely make minimum wage. Tips are a lot of their pay. Also, who the F doesn't tip? If you can't spare to give at least $2 to your waiter, don't go out to eat. That's just rude. And Nicolo replied, get an actual job that pays minimum wage. I'm not going to give handouts that they feel entitled to because they brought me one drink in my plate.
Love these socialist people who love to say this crap, don't you?
This girl makes the majority of her income from Twitch donations, i.e. tips, from her audience members, but complains about tipping waitstaff. That is some frickin' irony.
I just like to shop a lot.
And speaking of minimum wage jobs, let's go back to Congresswoman AOC, where she posted a video.
I will say this too about Nicola. Again, she didn't buy a $2 million out of that situation. And it's funny about her, being that she's a Bernie bro and everything, she had all that stuff, and she followed Bernie Sanders. Because when they asked her, like, how much money she made off of Twitch, whatever, a lot of these girls make millions of dollars and stuff, which is ridiculously stupid. What do you guys do? Why would you do that? But I don't blame her for making them out. I blame the guys who being, again, limp-wristed little dude. But I want to take this to say, sorry about that. What I will say is, which is just as worse as anything, is that now she get $2 million apartment, right? She's paying a mortgage. She's paying his apartment. She ain't owning it. Ain't like a condo or nothing. She ain't paid it outright. So let her live her life good for right now. I guarantee. I have a high point. She's going to be broke when she gets in her 40s and 50s. She's gonna be one of them broke persons. Sadly, yes, but yeah. She does not come off a person. She just say, I like to spend. She does not come off a person to like, oh, save or do what. A lot of these young girls and guys too, when they get fast money comes, they just go quick and then burn out. They burn out. Live the life good. Fun. I'm traveling all over the world. I'm doing this, whatever. You see a lot of these girls traveling to Dubai and all that stuff because somebody flew them out there. They're doing some despicable things out there. So guys, don't think she's going out there just because, her body's tight and she's sexy and she's all great or whatever. She's doing some other stuff. And I wouldn't want to wife up a woman like that. I don't. You want to go ahead and do that? Go right ahead. I do not want to do that. Not at all. So, funny enough, she's like, yeah, talk about the rich, you gotta love it. Let's go about the whole rich and she used to say millionaires and billionaires. And now now that people's like, oh, well, you're a millionaire now, and all this, it's like, I met the super rich. I'm talking about we tax the billionaires. I'm like, wait, where have I heard that before? Oh yeah, Bernie Sanders. He used to back in 2016. We tax the millionaires and the billionaires. And then Bernie became a millionaire. We tax the billionaires. The man who has 3 houses, remember I did a video about that. I was like, when he was with Mike Bloomberg. I got a house. I have a house in Vermont. I have a house in Vermont. I have a apartment in Washington D.C. and I have a campus. Who the heck says campus? A summer campus. I'm like, what? A summer campus? You're doing pretty well, Bernie. And as I said, after that, he starts saying what? Billionaires. Funny how all that works out, man. Am I surprised? No, they're hypocrites. Just like Patrice Colors and all the Black Lives Matter people who started up. Oh, yeah, we're going to do the injustice, whatever. And all of them have started their own companies. All of them made a ton of money, and all of them walked away. All three of them walked away. There's a video that shows all three of them walked away with money and their own company by using Black Lives Matter to get their uppings and money and everything. And now Ms. Khan is putting up a fence and everything because, around her property and everything, which I have not a problem that she does that. But again, she lives in a place now that has, Black Lives Matter, let's start for Black people. Oh, but you're not around Black people. And I'm not knocking her for that, but let's again be a little hypocritical with that situation, shall we?
Exposing the fast food corporation known as McDonald's.
McDonald's recently announced that they were going to be raising their minimum wage, quote unquote, to $15 an hour. And I think but what they didn't say is that it was only for their corporate locations, which only covers about 5% of all of the McDonald's across this country. 95% of McDonald's locations are franchises.
So AOC is saying that McDonald's announced that they were raising their wages to at least $15 an hour, but didn't say that they were only doing it for their company-owned stores. Except that they literally did say that. For example, the headline in the CNBC article says McDonald's raises hourly wages for company-owned stores. These increases will not directly impact workers who are employed by restaurants owned by McDonald's franchisees. The fast food giant franchises 95% of its US restaurants.
But what they didn't say...
So one of two things is happening here. Either AOC's reading comprehension is absolutely dreadful, very likely, or B, she's straight up being dishonest to generate sympathy for low-wage workers, hatred for evil corporations, and to push her narrative for a $15 an hour federal minimum wage.
Both.
And to be fair, it could be a little bit of A and a little bit of B.
I say both.
The United States Congress is not being tricked or duped into thinking that they have raised all their wages to 15.
Yeah, good luck with that one, honey. Beyond the federal minimum wage,
not do that.
AOC, let alone Congress, does not have the authority to dictate what a business pays their employees.
True.
And I'm here to tell McDonald's directly that you're not going to do this as a PR effort and you're not going to trick us.
Oh man, she's telling them directly, guys.
But they stated it out front like he just showed. Oh my goodness. And you don't give a rat's butt about it, lady. Let's not lie. If you don't care about your grandmother, what the hell would you care about that? You don't care. You just want to get that you want to be, you just want to be in the thing. You're looking for that cloud chasing, which is very messed up. And you should get 50. I still don't care. Yeah, you ain't gonna get no $15 to flip no damn burgers. And the dumb part about it again, there was another thing was Chipotle and other things. People say, "Oh, the prices on our food went up." Yeah, because you raised it up. That's what happened. And then you're like, "Oh, well, I don't want to go to Chipotle no more because they raised the food prices." But you would say you got to raise the $15 minimum wage. You got it, and you still complain. Ain't funny how people are. Human beings, again, it's the reason why I say individuals are smart, humans are people are stupid. Mostly that kind of situation right there. And what happened is, Google stories. Please go and see what happened with McDonald's in Washington State. Because it raises the $15 minimum wage, they fired a lot of people. A lot of people did get $15, but they fired a lot of people. And I'm guarantee you, the people who got fired, they didn't like that.
Guys, I bet McDonald's is freaking shaking in their boots.
And we will not stop adding pressure until they listen to their workers and actually fulfill the demands that you all are asking for.
Except that McDonald's is being extremely clear about their plans. Where's the trickery? I mean, what does she think's gonna happen? She's gonna try and demand that they appear before Congress for not lying? Furthermore, no one is being forced to work at McDonald's.
Exactly.
In fact, everyone else
Every place
is hiring. If you want a job, you can get a job, and it doesn't have to be at Mickey D's. And if not, you can always try dancing for tips on Twitch. Works for some people. And on that,
that is for sure. It does work for some people. Oh my goodness, does it work for some people? It does. And it's sickening. It's really sickening. So, now let's go into another little situation right here. Let's go into this another situation right here. Again, women, again, you're equal. Y'all, you want equal, you're equal. I have no problem, y'all be equal. Again, despicable is despicable. And I'm going to switch this because I know how certain things are, so I'm not going to pretend nothing in that regard. This is disturbing. I'm just letting you know this is disturbing. This is despicable. But we know how, just know how that thing works. But let's go into that. Women, yeah, women. Here's the funny thing. Between homosexual, that I'll give a plus to get to the homosexual. Between homosexual men, domestic violence is down. Compare. You know who have between marriage couples who have the highest domestic rate, and you could go check it out, Google and everything. Who got the highest domestic abuse and violence? Lesbians. Funny how that's a rate, not by people, by a rate. But let's see what about this. Let's hear this peach of a story. But this lovely woman.
Tense conversation with an Amazon delivery driver turned into an assault on a 67-year-old Castro Valley woman. Surveillance cameras caught the attack. Now police have made an arrest. NBC Bay Area's Christy Smith joins us live from Castro Valley with the story behind this troubling video. Christy.
Yeah, we're told that this happened around 6 o'clock last night, right here behind me in Castro Valley, that a woman was waiting for her package to be delivered and got an alert that it had arrived. Now, this is according to the owner of the complex. A short time later, that woman was being hit repeatedly. Now, we're told that she came out and couldn't find the package and saw an Amazon driver and questioned her about the package and was told to be patient. Then, of course, the encounter escalated and turned violent, with the woman getting hit repeatedly. There are two angles of this from security cameras. Now, again, according to the complex owner, the exchange that led up to this was that the woman was told to be patient, and she waited in that lobby for about 15 minutes for a package and noticed the driver talking with another delivery person, then asked about her package again. He says then the driver said something about white privilege, not getting the package there any faster. Then the 67-year-old woman, he says, called her a name, and that's when it escalated.
Call it a B word. Let's be honest. That's what it is.
I just think that the violence we're seeing these days is very troubling.
Yes.
And I was very pleased to see the Sheriff Ahern and his deputies do a quick response.
The deputies arrested Itzel Ramirez, a 21-year-old, they say, without incident now. But according to investigators, she says that this was self-defense. They say the woman was hit about 10 times at least and suffered injuries to her face and head, likely sustained a broken nose. Amazon also released a statement saying that this does not reflect the high standards we have for our drivers who deliver our packages. We take these matters very seriously, and this individual is no longer delivering Amazon packages.
I hope so.
Reporting live in Castro Valley, Christy Smith, NBC Bay Area News.
I had to play that because of what she just said. What? It was in self-defense. Where was the problem? Did a woman spit on you? Did a woman hit you? No, you was unprovoked. You didn't. That was no self-defense. A lot of you young kids, again, I remember growing up. I remember growing up when it was like, Sticks and stones can break your words, but words never harm me. And that's how I live my life. I don't care what you call me. You think I've heard people say the N-word to me? I just don't care. I just don't care. I don't acknowledge you. Words ain't gonna harm me. I don't give a rat's butt what your words are. You touch me, different story. Different story. You attack the person out of nowhere, self-defense. Lucky for you that had cameras there, lady, because if they didn't have the cameras there, oh my goodness, yeah, you'd have been problematic. 21 years old. Oh goody, whoopee. That's what we want. Again, being just as SC as any other people. That's what we want now. That's just what we want. But I want to go into another one right here. Again, yay, women. Yay. Now I want to talk about this. This needs to be talked about. Okay, it's too dang funny. Remember when I said Joe Biden's tax plan, how it's going to work, and how there's going to be loopholes and all this stuff, and they get, Trump, didn't pay his taxes and all that stuff. All that was lies, but people don't want to listen to it. I show what the article says, as the New York Times, when they're like, he only paid $750. No, he paid $7 million plus dollars, but y'all don't want to see that because y'all don't want to read out to the bottom of the article, which I showed, and don't want to, understand how things are. You just listen to the news media of how it is. Funny how that works. And remember, I always say that, young people, listen, when the Democrats say, we're going to tax the rich, they are rich. They're not going to tax themselves. They're not. Let me show you more evidence. I showed you more evidence in the video. Go to the raw file when I show how taxes. We broke down how taxes work. And when people say the rich are going to pay their fair share, they don't. They find the loopholes, which the Congress and Joe Biden passed a lot of those things. They passed them so they could make the loopholes and make their money legally. That's what they do. But you know what? Let's roll the tape.
The guy who says rich people don't pay their fair share in taxes recently used a perfectly legitimate and legal maneuver to save $500,000 in taxes, a maneuver that the Obama administration was trying to get rid of. Look at these headlines.
Only did that just because of how people with music is. But you see it. On a politic, tax code up there. See, back then he was like, let's plug it up. Nah, I'm gonna use the tax. Funny how that works, ain't it? Mm-hmm. Hypocrisy. And those are from all different times.
Nothing illegal about that. But I ain't the guy who talks about how rich people don't pay their fair share in taxes.
I know, right?
We're going to reform corporate taxes so they pay their fair share and help pay for the public investments their businesses will benefit from as well.
They always pass the daggone taxes to the employees and the customers. Corporations don't take them on. And you guys create the loops. Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, Maxine Waters, and some Republicans too, you Susan McConnell's, you Mitt Romney's and them.
And so I plan on giving tax breaks to the working class folks and making everybody pay their fair share. It's based on a simple premise. It's time to reward work, not just wealth in America. We're going to have a fair tax structure that makes sure the wealthiest among us and corporations pay their fair share.
Let me explain how we
pay for this, because I'm not a deficit spender.
Yes, you are.
Because, we had a...
You're not a deficit spender. You just announced a $6 trillion spending budget. Are you crazy, old man? Jeez.
Tax cut the other team put in back in 2017, and it created a $2 trillion deficit.
No, we did
not. The
not.
vast majority of that going to the top 1/10 of 1% of the wage earners. I don't want to punish anybody. You're entitled to be a millionaire or a billionaire. Just pay your fair share.
Well, you're a millionaire. Did you pay your fair share? Oh, you did not. you took the $500,000 tax loop. Again, not saying that you like I said.
I can't emphasize enough.
It's legal.
Nothing illegal about this.
It isn't. It's not illegal. But you're full of. But you, Biden, you also
piece of loser.
Yes, you are.
Here's what the great Judge Learned Hand said about taxes, and it was affirmed by the Supreme Court. Over and over again, courts have said there is nothing sinister in so arranging one's affairs as to keep taxes as low as possible. Everybody does so, rich or poor, and all do right, for nobody owes any public duty to pay more than the law demands. Taxes are enforced exactions, not voluntary contributions. To demand more in the name of morals is mere cant. Cant. Fancy word for BS. Here's what the Americans for Tax Reform said about Joe Biden's maneuver. They talked about a letter that Republican Study Committee Chairman Jim Banks sent to Biden. Quote, your 2017, 2018, 2019 tax returns show that you and the First Lady sheltered over $13 million of income in 2 S corporations.
Surprise, surprise. $13 million, Mr. Millionaire.
Press reports indicate that you both directed revenue from book royalties and speaking appearance fees into these 2 corporations. Tax experts have questioned the propriety of diverting funds raised from one's own intellectual property through an S corporation. One accountant interviewed by the Wall Street Journal said there's no reason for these earnings to be in an S corp. None, other than to save on self-employment tax, end of quote.
I'm not surprised by that. Millionaires, right? Spend the money. Funny how all that works out.
It is a maneuver that the former presidential candidate, Democrat John Edwards, used to save $600,000 in payroll taxes. And John Kerry used a maneuver to save $500,000 in sales taxes after he bought a yacht before it became public, and then he paid up the money. You see, a lot of Democrats want to raise taxes on other people and don't want to pay them for themselves.
Exactly.
Some years ago, Massachusetts lowered its state income tax rate. But for guilty left-wing taxpayers from the Bay State who wanted to pay a higher rate, you could. They had a little box you could check and pay the higher rate. A fraction.
I've said that multiple times. On your tax form, on the end, you could pay whatever. You could donate your money if you want to pay more taxes. Barely anybody does it, though, who's talk about that crap, as he's going to get into it. You go to irs.gov and check this out. It's barely less than 1% pay extra. I don't even pay an exorbitant amount because they're full of crap.
Of a percentage of Massachusetts tax filers voluntarily paid the higher rate. You know who didn't? John Kerry and Barney Frank. Barney Frank, longtime House member. And when Barney Frank was asked, why is it you don't pay the higher taxes when you want higher taxes? He said, I don't trust the then Republican governor, Mitt Romney, to spend the money properly.
And you know what? I agree with him. I don't trust Mitt Romney more than I could throw him. But I don't trust Bernie and Joe Biden and everything. It's the same thing. Y'all are politicians.
How do you think we feel? Now, billionaire Warren Buffett wants a higher tax rate.
Again, respect Warren Buffett, but some of the nonsense he be saying is stupid. I remember the interview when he was like, oh, well, it's kind of unfair that my secretary spends more money on, I got a higher percentage rate than I do. Okay? You're right, Warren. You pay more taxes than her, though. Even though you pay less as a percentage, you pay hundreds of millions of dollars than she does. She pays what, $3,000, $30,000, or you pay $100 million. I understand how the percentage thing works out. And funny enough, again, there's that box. You could donate money to the government if you want to, Warren, and give it to all your accountants and pay the maximum, but you do not. So you and the guy from what was the guy who played the Hulk in the Marvel comics? I forgot his name. That was a piece of ass loser. Talk about We should get this, whatever else. You first, homie. You first. You pay the taxes first, then we'll fall behind you.
Warren Buffett took aim at the nation's tax system, saying his $45 billion fortune had bought him access to an elite club that doesn't pay its fair share. In today's op-ed, the billionaire says, while most Americans struggle to make ends meet, we mega-rich continue to get our extraordinary tax breaks. My friends and I have been coddled long enough.
But
why don't you pay that money when you want?
It comes to his own taxes. Like Learned Hand said, he tries to pay as little as possible.
Of course.
Berkshire Hathaway's latest deal with Graham Holdings shows the extent of Buffett's tax knowledge, avoiding capital gains taxes on $1 billion by swapping shares for assets owned by Graham. The billionaire took advantage of tax law to reduce the IRS's stake, despite a public stance that corporations should pay their share of the taxes. Betty Lou is in San Francisco for the show today. And, you know, Betty, I just got to say, I mean, at what point does he put his money where his mouth is? He's out there saying, you know, this is not good. He's benefited certainly from carried interest and that special tax rate. And he's complained about it. So why not just pay up more tax?
Now, Senator Elizabeth Warren, who also ran for president,
because he's full of S,
wants taxes just to be raised on those at the tippy top.
All I'm asking for is a little slice from the tippy top, a slice that would raise, and this is the shocking part, Jim, about $2.75 trillion over the next 10 years. That's money we need so that every kid in this country has a decent child care opportunity, has an opportunity for pre-K, has.
I'm with Jim. Look away because she's full of S. She is full of S.
An opportunity for a
Look
decent
away.
school.
Now, you know that the top 1% pay almost 40% of all the income taxes, don't you?
That's my point. They already pay more of the taxes than anything else. Again,
I was at a party once and I overheard a woman say that rich people don't pay any taxes. And I said to her, excuse me, the top 1% of taxpayers are those earning $350,000 or so or more. Of that 1%, what percentage of all the federal income taxes do you think that 1% pays? She said, oh, I maybe 1%, maybe 2%. Most people are completely clueless, as Ami Horowitz, working with the Prager University, found.
Oh
Watch
boy.
this.
Put on your helmets because this is gonna be crazy. I love Ami Horowitz. He again. He showed how right leftists are super racist to black people, even though they say, "Oh, you're saying the most despicable things to black people right in their face," and people don't see it as that. Also show that, yeah. Oh, let's play some racist some language. Oh, wait a minute. Who said that? Oh, it wasn't that President Trump. It was Joe Biden who said these racist things. I'm surprised. I'm shocked. I can't believe it. Really? Yeah, and y'all dummies would still vote for the same person, even though y'all stand for like, oh, black people, blah, 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 and all that nonsense.
I'm Ami Horowitz, and the mantra of the left is that the rich don't pay their fair share in taxes. Let's go find out if that's true.
They don't. But you know how you know what it is.
Do you think the rich pay their fair share in taxes?
Fuck no, dude.
Do the rich pay their fair share in taxes?
Absolutely fucking not. In America, in the United States, absolutely not.
Probably not fair if all things are considered.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
No chance.
No, absolutely not.
No, absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, no.
Definitely not.
Not even close. Yeah.
No. No.
Oh, hell no.
No.
No. I don't think they pay their fair share of taxes at all.
Do you think the rich pay their fair share in taxes?
Do they even pay taxes at all?
You can't even calculate the extreme that the 1% has.
The problem with a lot of them is that they just would rather,
they'd
rather be dead than see poor people be rich or be well off.
I mean,
yeah, and most of them are politicians as well as some rich people. We too, along with the politicians. Funny how that works, ain't it? And then most of them are the ones.
I know people in America think of Gaddafi as a negative guy, but let's go back to Libya. Libya, free education, free electricity.
And he was killing people like crazy. If you didn't, some people want that.
Slaughtering people in the
He was
streets.
slaughtering people in the streets.
So it's a 6 of this, half dozen of the other.
I just think capitalism is stupid. And it doesn't work.
Okay, then take the glasses off, take away your jewelry, take the shirt off. I guarantee you have an iPhone, whatever, because without that, you never got half the stuff you have. But again, you young people don't know how that works. It's crazy. Says the people who, again, remember, these are the same people who will say, tax the rich, eat the rich, do all this nonsense. That like that nickel girl say, eat the rich, whatever. But y'all the same people who make Jeff Bezos the billionaire he is. I'm not a hypocrite. I know I buy stuff on Amazon, but I know that because of the service that he provides. But y'all like Jeff Bezos is a big blah 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 blah. Like right now, people like say, "Oh, he stepped down." We don't know. Like he's still a part of it. He's still chair of the board. It's just a move just to make you feel like, oh, he's not in charge or whatever. Oh, please stop the rope-a-dope.
I mean, obviously, look at our country. It doesn't work.
How it doesn't work? We're the oh my God. The poor in our countries do 100 times better than the poor in other countries. You don't want to live in Bangladesh and Syria. You don't want to live in some of these nations where they work way more harder than you ever would in your life for 10 cents, 3 cents, 50 cents a day, lady. Please check that you got lucky that you were born in America.
Is it possible for billionaires to even exist in this country?
And you've got
they're billionaires in other countries. You think America has billionaires? Why don't you go over there and talk to Xi Jinping about that? See how that works out for you.
the most starving, suffering people on the in the richest country in the world.
Now wait a second. You come from Zimbabwe. More people are starving in Zimbabwe than here.
Thank you.
They sold me a lemon.
But you're wearing a Nike shirt. I
think people shouldn't even be able to make as much money as they do.
How can you stop that? See, let me get this straight. So if you created something, my dear, and a lot of people want to buy it, then once you get to maybe $100,000, you should stop making money. I guarantee you wouldn't say that S. I guarantee you wouldn't say that S. Boy, people are full of crap.
So you think there should be a cap on income?
Yes, fully.
That's
what
a lie.
We're looking at is serfdom.
What percentage should be paid by the top 1%?
Probably 60%.
70 or 80%.
And when you do that, like France tried to do, you morons, the rich left because rich people can move. They have that compared to the old people. Look what's going on in the cities right now. They're leaving the high-tax cities to move to different states or to move to the suburbs. And who's going to pay the high taxes? The poor people. Like y'all, because y'all push this now, because y'all know what the hell they're talking about. Econ 101 should be it should be mandatory to graduate out of high school. But the banks and government will never let that go because that's too much information to give to you.
75.
I think if they could kick it up to 75 to 80, that would be good, man.
Hit them up for 80%.
You telling me I should give you 80 cents per dollar? Hey, look at California. They give 66 cents to the dollar. No. No. Hell no.
They need to be freaking taxed.
Well, what's wrong with 90%?
90% is, I like you. I love you, man. 90%. That's 90%.
95%?
Dude,
they can live on 5%.
I think they can live on 5%, man. I get where you're going with this, man.
The problem is, and here's the thing, okay? 95%, okay. I think Warren Buffett is, $50 billion. Let's just say that. And let's give 95%. The problem is to who? The government? Who wastes this money? Right now we're at 20, we're literally knocking on the door on $30 trillion in debt. Trillion. You can take all the billionaires in America. It won't put a dent in the U.S. debt.
for all the stupid stuff the government wastes.
I totally agree.
99% of their wealth. Why should people with less
99%?
money be paying more than billionaires when
They don't.
they literally don't have that money to pay in the first place?
Why do you think poor people pay more than rich people?
Because this country is a joke.
The poorest people are being milked more than the freaking rich.
So do you think that
you pay less taxes? Technically speaking, the way Joe Biden set the thing up, I've said it before, the rich will get rich, the poor will still fight for their crumbs, and the middle class, which I'm in, is going to get effed over.
poor pay a higher percentage of their income?
Yes.
Or the rich?
They do pay a higher percentage
The
of their
poor.
income. Yeah, they do, yeah.
Oh, the lower class, definitely.
Pay more.
Yeah.
Lower income people.
Poor people.
So the 1% earn about 25% of all the income in America.
So well, there you go. If we're talking about fair share,
right,
then, you know, if you're bringing in 25% of the income, 25% of the taxes should also...
That would be fair.
You know, I would think so, yeah.
And would you be surprised if I told you that the top 1% pay 40% of all
I would be
taxes?
surprised, yeah.
Would it surprise you if I said the rich, the 1%, pay 40% of all taxes in America?
Interesting. Would surprise me. Yeah. Do they?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
So a little
And the funny part about it, and if you put a middle class in there like me and other, like most people who be listening to this, you guys listening to and everything like that, we pay almost 80% of the taxes. And there's the poor, who is what it is. I think we need to, I don't know, get rid of some of these weird ass taxes. That's the way I will see it. You want to make $15 of income easy, get rid of payroll tax. That right there will make it easier, because a lot of people don't understand the employer they pay a tax to hire you. They pay a tax to employ you. They don't know. A lot of people don't know that. It's just weird.
A little more fair than you might have thought.
Yeah.
What percent of income do you think the top 1% pay?
I think they're paying like freaking 2% of that.
They're paying 27%.
What?
27%. What percent of their income do you think people at the 50% and below pay?
Probably higher than 27%. It gets higher the lower your income comes.
What do you think the number is?
I think it's probably over 50.
It's 4%.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
That's a little more fair.
Yeah, that sounds fair. Man, yeah. I need to study up more on this, man.
You think? You think?
I'm not paying attention to actual numbers.
Would it surprise you if I said that the top 1% pay 27% of their income in taxes?
27%.
And the bottom 50% pay 4% of their income in taxes?
Like I said, I explained it out before that. I know this before even he said that.
Really?
Does that surprise you?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it would be pretty fair.
Oh, wow. Yes, I would. I didn't know that.
Is that surprising?
Yes.
Does that seem more fair?
Because I feel like it's, well, yeah, it would definitely seem fair.
Telling me that's a reality?
100%.
Wow. I'm shocked. I'm shocked.
Oh, those Democrats. They love high taxes while doing everything in their own power to minimize their own tax exposure and criticizing the rich for taking advantage of tax loopholes. Hashtag hypocrisy.
And who creates the loopholes? Them. So once again, I've said it. Why would the rich tax the rich? It'll be stupid. They won't do that. They create the laws, the same loopholes. And y'all argue with the last president that he took those loopholes. These same people create the loopholes. Look at that. I just showed you. Obama tried to stop a loophole that Joe Biden used. And Joe Biden was his vice president. And he used it. And then he served them not only $500,000 for 1 year, $13 million. That's a lot of money, Joe. Full of crap. You know what? I'm leave it at that. I'm gonna do another thing, but it's getting late. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. Now you see how that works out. It's just, you see the reality of it. So hey, you know what? You wanna win and be equal, all right. But again, I don't care what the race, sexuality, gender, what the person is. If you're evil, you're gonna still do corrupt, evil things. So yay for women that y'all just as corrupt and evil as men. Whoopee. I don't give a rat's butt about that, but that's what y'all want to do. And you know what? Sometimes I've shown the videos of it up here. Like I said, these same women who say we're gonna fight for them, whatever, are the same who also screw women over way worse than the men. Funny how that works, don't it? But no one want to call them out because it's a tribal thing. I don't care what race you are. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what gender you are. I don't care who you have sex with. It's your character I care about. What you are and what you do, okay? Because again, all those people out there, that's all they want to do is
taxes, beautiful, lovely taxes.
Thanks for taking my money.
That's all it is. That's what it wants. I hope. Look, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt in the next couple of years. I have a little video that I have. I need to download it and let you listen to this cut because, technically speaking, we're not at $30 trillion in debt. We're way higher than that if you take in a lot of stuff that the government has done, but nobody want to talk about it because the government has lied to people. Shocked? Not really. You know what I mean? The government doing the great thing they're supposed to do. Yeah. Anyway, in that regard, guys, thank you for joining the Project Open Mic again. Hope you learned something. Hey, subscribe, share on YouTube. Same thing as well too. Thank you guys. Subscribe, share the content on Project Open Mic, Tempo FM. Radio T3 on Tempo FM. It's Twitch, Facebook, everything. You guys know what it is. I'm happy that you could learn some stuff. Again, check it out. Like I said, Google the stuff. You'll find what I'm saying. I'm not trying to make it up for you. I'm not trying to, lie to you. This is just the reality of the world, how it works. And people need to understand that, but for some reason, people don't want to understand that. So, again, I'll state it. Evil is evil. Okay? Let me say the three mantras. People. No, that's the last one. Let me say the mantras. Because of what's going on, the rich is going to keep on getting rich because of what taxes that Joe Biden set up. I've said it already again. Go to the raw file and I'll show you how taxes work. It's in there. You'll see how the taxes situation works. And it's getting worse and worse too. And that was just when he was thought that he would have gotten the president. Now it's even more worse. But when the raw file said, but the rich is going to keep on getting rich, as you just saw. The poor still is gonna be fighting for their crumbs, and the middle class like us, we're gonna get effed over because they just want it. That's who get hurt. Evil. I don't care who you are. I care in your character. Evil comes in all shapes, size, color, sex, creed, political party, nationality, gender. It makes no difference. Evil is evil. Point blank taken. That's what it is. I don't care for that. And of course, the usual. Individual smart, people are stupid. Be that smart individual. Check us out tomorrow for the side chat. Of course, they had more videos out there you have seen. And more. Basically, we've set it up now. On Tuesdays. Strino Chasers. You're going to see more videos. They are set up, ready to go. So hope you guys enjoy those. Check us on the chat tomorrow, and check us back again Thursday for Project Open Mic. So again, remember, people are stupid, individuals smart. Please be that smart individual. Peace out. Hope you guys have a good night. Take care of yourself. It's your boy Tig. Wish you all the best.